What is up, YouTube? Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. If you want to make my day a little bit better, you could go down and smash that like button because it truly does help a small channel like mine out. If you're interested in any of the topics that I cover today, make sure you smash that subscribe button so the next time I cover something like this, you are aware. I've waited a while to make a real Tesla video because I'm just so bullish about Tesla and I find it very hard to make good Tesla content. As far as any short-term moves that I've ever made, I don't plan on doing anything with my Tesla stock for a very long time. It's a long-term investment for me now. I've already taken my profit on all the short-term stuff that I initially did, and I'm no longer playing the short-term game. I'm playing the long-term game with Tesla, which was all part of the plan that I initially developed when I started investing in this stock. I would like to share my opinions with how I would play it and what I think is going to happen here. With all that being said, let's get into the video. Alright, so getting into the video, I have a couple things that I like to consider when I'm talking about Tesla specifically. The first thing I wanted to talk about was Elon's secret messaging. And I know I might be reading into this, but his Twitter feed, for whatever reason, the sense that he has around the stock, around earnings, and he doesn't even have to be tweeting about Tesla. It's just the way that he is tweeting going into earnings. Sometimes you can clue into that. And I'm going to go over and read his last couple tweets and see what he is worrying about or thinking about right now. The last couple tweets as of right now today is obviously a whole bunch of SpaceX stuff. He's making basically a promotion for people to work for Neuralink, retweeted something about the Cybertruck, solving high volume, high reliability, low cost production problems is especially valued, joking about Dogecoin. I don't know if he's referring to YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, or what here, but he's saying algorithms are negatively biased. On the 15th, he posted a picture of Giga Berlin, posted a picture of what looks like a female C3PO. Don't know anything about that. I'm not into whatever that is. Talking about full stacks. He's talking about IHOP, GitHub, and Pornhub. I think he's actually alluding to full stacks when it comes to the full self-driving here. He's kind of alluding to it. These are the kind of tweets that I kind of like to look at, or when he's directly referring to something within Tesla. So I think full self-driving, the full self-driving stack, the thing that they use to create full self-driving, he's kind of referring to it here in like a meme-ish way. I think that the full self-driving stack, obviously I'm reading into this and this is not what he's saying, but I think the full self-driving stack is taking a little bit more time and work than they initially planned for. So I think we're going to get a delay in the full self-driving timeline. Maybe only by a quarter or two, but I think we're going to see a delay, and I don't think that's factored into the stock right now at the current price. And then you see July 5th, he puts out limited edition shorts. I don't think he would post that unless they for sure beat earnings and they're going to be included into the S&P 500. So I think we're going to get good news when it comes to earnings. We're not only going to beat earnings, but we're going to be positive, and we're going to see Tesla become part of the S&P 500. But I do believe actually becoming part of the S&P 500 will ultimately become a headwind, because then you're working against the whole market, where when Tesla is not included, it doesn't get drawn down with other stocks. I think that when it does actually enter the S&P 500, that's actually a negative on the overall growth of the stock in the short term, at least. I think in the long term, it's going to be a benefit, but in the short term, I do think it's going to be a headwind, because if we do see the economy start taking a nosedive, Tesla's going to be going down with it, which means there's going to be a good buying opportunity when that happens. So just make sure that you're prepared. That's why I have a good amount of cash on side, because I do personally expect the market to go down. Maybe not today, maybe not next week, but I do feel like in the next couple of months we're going to get a lot more clarity on what is happening with the virus, and that this is not something that is going to go away quickly, and is not something that we're going to be able to recover from as fast as people have priced in. Things that are already priced in: joining the S&P 500. If you've ever been in the market for longer than 6 months, you know to sell the news. You buy the rumor and sell the news. So I think anybody who is planning on making money from the inclusion into the S&P 500, that money is already in the stock. You're going to see people taking profit in the short term. Oh, this was the other important part that I want to talk about was battery day. I think battery day is actually going to get moved again to a later date as well. And I don't think a lot of people are talking about this, but if battery day gets moved again, I think people are going to start doubting whether or not Tesla even has battery tech, and this is just going to become another one of those things that people kind of hold against Elon until the next earnings cycle, where they'll probably move it back up. But I think in the short term, they have a lot of stuff going on. They have a lot of levers, and they're going to just push battery day back again because it doesn't really make sense to do it. Because I really think they want people to be at the event, and I think that's not going to happen by the time that they expected battery day to go on. So now, how I would play this if I was going to play this, I think that I'm going to go to the actual chart. I'm not a chartist. I'm going to say that right here, right now. I'm not a chartist, but I want to pull up the chart because I do use it as a reference or when I'm looking for things. And this is what I honest to God think is going to happen tomorrow. All right, so hopefully you guys can follow along with what I'm doing here. I don't know any of this like charting mumbo jumbo. I'm not like a super good chartist or anything like that, but I do look at charts and I do look for trends. So I've highlighted a couple things on this chart, and excuse me if I'm doing this all wrong, but this is what I think is going to happen tomorrow. Going into earnings on the 22nd, I think we're going to have a retest of this high. So we're going to see it go back up, and I don't know if it's going to go above this, but it's going to go somewhere around this high, right? It might close there, it might not, but I think as soon as we get on the actual conference call, we're going to have a sell-off, and I do think we're going to drop down, and I do think it's going to ultimately break. We'll get a little bit of resistance, and I think we're going to come down and at least be in this range, but it wouldn't really surprise me if we tested like this 1141, 1230 area to kind of fill these gaps, because I do honestly believe that Tesla is going to pull back, and there'll be a better buying opportunity out there. Again, I'm not a chartist. This is just me drawing. I don't really know what's going to happen with the stock, obviously. But with all that being said, I hope this video was helpful. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. And I hope you guys enjoyed the content. So if you did enjoy the content, make sure you go down and smash that like button before you leave, because it, again, is super important and it does help my channel out a ton. And if you're interested in more of this content and you want more Tesla content, make sure you put a comment down below telling me that you like this kind of content and you want more Tesla videos. I will gladly make them for you. And then hit that subscribe button so that you can get those videos when they do come out. With all that being said, thank you guys so much for your time. Love you. Peace.